Welcome, everyone, to a Delco Nerd Network podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Ragucci, and this is Replay, Relive, and Re-Experience, or as we like to call it, Re3s, where, you guessed it, we do all three of those things to our favorite video game franchises. In this edition of Re3, we'll be replaying, reliving, and re-experiencing Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption in anticipation for Grand Theft Auto 6, hopefully coming in the fall of 2025. Here moseying alongside with me, as always, the triple threat, Chris Trio.
I don't have a good intro here, but I'm excited to talk about some fucking Undead Nightmare Gooch. Beret. I was going to go like, but then I was like, that's not going to sound very good. Yeah. So I'm ready to talk, though.
And that Roman zombie that just said brains, of course, friend of the show, Casey Wellman.
Welcome back. Again, we want to say thank you, Casey, for being on this during wedding season.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Stop.
Crazy stuff.
Stop. Go on.
We'll keep going.
Casey hates attention. Don't you get it?
Yeah, dude.
It's his weakness.
You're on the wrong podcast then, my friend. No. But yeah, excited to be here, Gooch.
Episode 4, the end of our 4-episode Red Dead Redemption thingamajig.
Re3.
Yeah, we decided to do Undead Nightmare. It gets a lot of attention. I kind of felt it was apt to do it. It's going to be a little shorter an episode, but a little scrappier, probably a little bit funner in terms of maybe conversation. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely have some hot take opinions. Maybe Trio does. I don't know if Casey does, but Trio.
We'll see.
Give us the intro.
We ready? Should I do? I meant to ask.
Should
I do the development first and then do the intro?
Yeah. So we're gonna do like a development since this is like a different thing.
Yeah.
Trio.
I don't
educate us.
Yeah, definitely. There wasn't as much as Red Dead, like the base game had as far as development details wise. But I came up with what I could here. So, following
I made a lot of things.
I did what I could. Okay, this is all not checked by Chat GPT. I swear. No.
Did you use ChatGPT?
Oh well, to break down some stuff for sure.
I kind of like that. That's a good
but
use
it's
of
more
it.
just like so. Like I got a lot of this off Wikipedia. Same with Rockstar.
Yeah,
so it's me kind of. I read the Wikipedia article. I'm like, okay, then I plug it into ChatGPT. I'm like, can you break this out into like bullet points so it like is more easily broken down? But then I'll go back in and like, all right, I don't like the way this is worded. I'll kind of change things around or reorganize. Cool. But very helpful. No worries. So following the 2010 release of the base game, Rockstar San Diego prepared and released a series of downloadable content packs, which Undead Nightmare was part of.
Most of them are multiplayer, by the way, except for like the explosive rifle and like the buffalo rifle. I guess they're just a weapon pack.
I guess so.
In the base,
to be honest,
player?
I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense to me though. So Rockstar had been aiming to take a swing at a zombie game for a while, and found that Red Dead was the perfect candidate. They thought it would be more interesting to see a world that the player was familiar with be taken over by zombies and thrust into this terrible plague thing, rather than just making an entirely new IP.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, Walking Dead was just getting started.
Sure.
Like, I think the zombie thing was just going through like a new revolution. So honestly, they probably had that to their advantage a little bit.
Oh, definitely.
That the Walking Dead was just taking off, and maybe somebody would want to play some like ancillary thing, like a zombie game.
Zombies. That trope has definitely been beaten to death in certain ways. I think there's not as much zombie things anymore, and I think that's a result of people kind of being
Walking Dead
done
fatigue.
with them. Yeah, Walking Dead fatigue and just everything else. But that's definitely a good point. So the expansion fits between John Marston's return home and the end of the base game, obviously, but it is not canon to the story. Which makes sense. I mean, people die in this that aren't dead by the end of the main campaign, or at least in the way that they die. Like Uncle, you blow his head off while he's a zombie. Not canon, just kind of its own little pocket thing going on. So Dan Houser, I believe he's the creative president, I can't remember, one of the Houser brothers, describes several reasons for not using the Grand Theft Auto universe for the zombie release. One being that Red Dead's shooting mechanics lent more ideally to the zombie headshot stuff with slow motion dead eye feature, stuff like that. The zombies felt that they felt that the zombies were a great fit in the Great Plains landscape, more reminiscent of 1970s horror films, which I kind of get, like Army of the Dead, like the old black and white one. I definitely feel that. Mm-hmm. And they felt like John's character was a better fit for hunting zombies than protagonists of the Grand Theft Auto games. I think it does kind of fit with that a little bit for sure.
Imagine Cole Phelps gunning down zombies in L.A. Noire.
That's the one they choose. Yeah, L.A. Noir is the zombie one.
Or like Franklin.
Yeah,
with
I think
Chop.
it would be interesting, and I think they were going to do like a zombie expansion for Grand Theft Auto 5, but then that all got folded into the online stuff.
This DLC gave way to like a new ask for Rockstar fans because I was kind of like looking around and it was like Undead Nightmare 2. Like a lot of people were expecting to get that for Red Dead 2, and obviously that didn't happen and won't be. But also, this is a different Rockstar developing these DLC that developed the DLC for GTA 4. Like, they just don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
That is not the way. It's not, honestly, there's not a lot of DLC anymore for single player games, period.
Yeah, like these large single player expansions.
Yeah, it was the thing back then, but it's definitely not.
Like, might be.
Yeah, there's
like
definitely a few out there for
Eagle
sure.
Island,
is
yeah.
like that I'm aware of. It's like one of the last
And even
ones.
and there's like even like Witcher's old, but Blood and Wine, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
Final Fantasy 16 has a DLC, but like it's just like I'm like trying
is
to look.
Witcher 2016?
Yes.
You know, I was trying to remember. Was Gears ever story DLC or always map packs and whatnot?
Gears 2 has a story DLC. Remember when you
Is it ROM? Which one's that?
Oh
3?
yeah, 3 has Rom Shadow.
Yeah.
But 2 has the thing. Remember, like after Dom and Marcus are like, like he puts down Maria and he's like, I know I have this other way we can get into the Locust Stronghold, but if
Yes.
you want to go in guns blazing, I don't blame you. Says the
Yeah.
exact same thing. So
And
the
you can
DLC
opt to-
is the stealth approach
Right.
where you sneak in as the Theron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But again, like that kind of DLC, which this is like sort of like alternate history, sort of like akin of like Assassin's Creed 3 Tyranny of King Washington kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Using its history base, but just kind of like doing something really weird.
All of these though were like 10 years removed from. Like I'm thinking of some of these.
That's
like,
what I'm
being
saying.
It's
released,
wild,
like
man.
to your point, like I'm like, oh yeah, there actually is more, and I'm like, wait, they're all
God of War
Way
Ragnarok,
back.
a big single player game for Sony doesn't have DLC.
Yeah.
well,
Like a
Last of Us
story expansion.
1,
well, Valhalla, like
It's
Right.
not in the traditional sense. Where like look at Left Behind for Last of Us 1.
Right.
Last of Us 2 doesn't have that.
right.
It gets that roguelike thing, but it's like a different kind of DLC.
Yeah.
It's like they're yeah.
I agree. I think it's like a different echelon in the way of like how much time and effort's put into it, and like not that there isn't time and effort put into what like
Yeah.
Valhalla did, but like it's not as meaty in that regard. But there is a good amount of story and stuff.
This
in
was
that. I think
$10.
Yeah, 800 Microsoft points.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Fucking
was.
Microsoft
I saw that
points.
comment.
You know what was funny? In
Hilarious.
all the reviews, they like mentioned Microsoft points. I was like, what an error.
Yeah.
What
I
an error
keep,
indeed.
but I keep interrupting
Yeah,
you.
no,
Please
you're
finish.
good. So the DLC was released on October 26th, 2010, right in time for Halloween, only 5 months after the base game, which is also kind of wild to me.
That is wild. Yeah.
Rockstar felt satisfied with how with how the Red Dead world and zombies themes complemented each other, and overall, felt like it was successful, which I agree.
I agree.
I mean, it's still known as like one of the best DLCs ever created. I think there's a little extra fluff in there. I think there's a bit of rose-colored glasses on some
Yeah.
of it. But I mean, I still do think it's great. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, that's the development of Undead Nightmare. Want to get into the chapter intro?
You want me to do that?
No, I can do it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that 5 months would have
Yeah.
been a great amount of time. Like say you blast it in a month, 4 months would have been a perfect like step away from the
Yeah.
game
Right.
and come back.
Coming back. Yeah,
Rolling right into it was a little tougher, but
it's so true.
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with the case.
All right. Chapter intro here, guys. After months away, John Marston has returned to his loved ones. While trying to rebuild his ranch and win back the trust of his family, Marston awaits whatever life throws at him. As he drives home one night from an errand, he ponders whether a man can ever truly escape his past. He is a man who is ready for anything. Well, almost anything. After a terrible plague befalls his family, John must search the West for any hope of saving the people he holds dear from a fate worse than death. By the way, that's just the most, like 75%, that's the intro they give you as you're pulling onto the phone.
Yeah.
So thank you for that help. That's actually, honestly, that's what inspired me to do the intros for the chapters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah, there's a narrator in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So yeah, I mean, I did just kind of list out some of the different and new gameplay mechanics that this introduced. I don't know. Do you
Yeah,
think
this
we
is
should go
definitely
through
going to
it?
be more gameplay heavy. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, it's kind of like,
It's less narrative driven.
yeah, Uncle gets turned, he dies, he bites Abigail, who bites Jack. They get tied up, and then John goes and figures out what the fuck's going on.
Exactly.
You know, that's pretty much the premise. And most of, I think, like, to just jump into a negative, the DLC and its mission structure is super fucking repetitive.
For sure.
And it to a point where I was like, it felt so novel in the beginning. I'm like, wow, this is like really working. And then it's like, okay,
Right.
We're doing it again.
Okay.
We got another graveyard. No, and that's where I kind of come in on the fact of like I really enjoy this DLC and I think it does a lot of cool things in different ways. But is it like my top tier echelon of like of a DLC ever created?
No.
No, I don't think so. I think it's fantastic though. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
yeah,
but
yeah.
and there is some stuff even at the beginning when you know John or Jackson's explaining what the book's about.
yeah,
You want to just get into some spoilers right away?
yeah, sure,
The book is explaining what's happening.
yeah,
About like them worshiping the moon and like things people go crazy because they
Yeah.
do this, that, and the other, and it all then links back to the Aztec stuff. So I did like that, and especially going back around the second time.
Did that rustle your Aztec jimmies a little bit?
It
Because
did.
I feel like you've been like talking about a Mesoamerican.
Just something.
game.
There's that's a whole time period they could easily take advantage of.
Assassin's Creed would be cool.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
my number
the-
one. That's what I keep
yeah,
saying. I'm
that's
like,
what
there's no one's ever done anything there. That society was way more advanced than I had realized because I say this all the time. I took like a class in college and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this isn't. I didn't realize that this city was like this advanced.
Yeah, enormous,
But
yeah.
I thought that stuff was cool. What did we think about just the structure in general? What did you think, Casey, with like just liberating towns and stuff like that?
Repetitive. Probably because I rolled right into it.
Right.
Nah,
But like, I mean, it
not a
definitely
great
is.
excuse. It's still
I mean,
it's there. No, I agree.
Yeah.
But I also just came off of like doing all of the Beecher's Hope epilogue-ish sort of stuff where it's
Right.
like it's slower, like you're doing. I don't know. It just like I the end of the game is important, but it is a slowdown from like other more action-packed parts for
I
sure.
agree.
I think so. I think I went from that to like doing the same thing over and over again with saving. Discover new maps in the or towns in the territory. Go see if they need help. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and you do it over and over and over again. And then it's like all the same. Go clear this graveyard. Use this new item. It's like it's the same tasks with new items, which I think it looks like you're gonna get into.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
But like, I liked it a lot. Like what Gooch was saying. You start and like when I first started it, like this time again, I was like, oh dude, fuck, I forgot how fun this is. Like all headshots. It's just like it's a little different, but I'm like, this is fun. And then I'm like, okay, it felt like doing the same thing over and over
Right.
again. And it's like the way I talk about it doesn't necessarily translate to how much I actually liked it.
Sure.
I just have to admit, like the flaws are super apparent, but the fun parts are also like a lot of fun. Like it is cool getting like the new like the horses and all that stuff.
Right.
I like that. I forget how much I dislike the reduced ability to like fast travel.
Right.
Like having to go to a bed or a camp, whatever, find
Right.
a spot. It obviously makes sense if you haven't been somewhere you can't get there. But like, I would just find myself being like, oh my God, I have to go from Chuparosa to whatever the top,
fort, yeah,
the top, yeah, whatever.
It's the worst. You got to travel around it. and-
Yeah, so I would be like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna ride to this town over here,
Yeah.
find it and fast travel. But they did help with like the horses and the stamina boost and all that. Like,
Absolutely, they do force you to really not fast travel, like you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I did not realize that until playing it this time.
It felt slow, like in that regard, where I'm like, oh my God, I have to travel so much, just mashing A repeatedly, or X.
Yeah,
I guess. That's
exactly.
fine, yeah. But I was just like, oh man, but I liked it a lot. Like it's a lot of fun. It's a cool, like a light, funny take on like the zombie genre, but still, challenging in some parts. But like I don't know, we played these games so many times between this and GTA. Like the shooting, the mechanics of the game, I'm like, it's easy to just casually play this. You don't have
It's
to
so true.
dial
I-
in. You just like, boom, quick flick up, headshot. Boom, quick
Yeah.
flick up. Okay, maybe you have to like pull the shotgun out and quick blast real
Right.
quick for a second. But for the most part, you can just like dispatch anybody that shows up.
Going
no problem.
Going off of what you said, like I think the gameplay loop works there, but I think the more zombies there are, the slowly Red Dead Redemption's gameplay breaks with what they're doing here. Getting overwhelmed, the gameplay just breaks. Like you really can't fight.
Well, it's like having a gun in real life. Yeah, if you get overwhelmed, you're not going to be able to shoot all these people.
When all your enemies in the base game are far away, and it's easy to have a gunfight, but when you're swarmed by fucking 30 zombies and you like your melee torch kind of sucks, like there's really no way of like actually like.
Well, you got to stay on.
The gameplay breaks.
I disagree. I think that's kind of the point of the gameplay. Is it's supposed to break when they overwhelm you. You don't want to get overwhelmed. You want to stay on top
for sure. But I think when you're overwhelmed, there's no viable way of escape other than running and getting some distance.
Sure,
and dead-eyeing.
Deadeye.
I think that's intentional.
The
though.
shotguns are double barrels, both. The blunderbuss.
But you deadeye, you instantly reload.
Yeah. I think that's intentional, and I think that can be a bad intentional thing for sure.
Okay,
and you might not like that, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, I don't really think like
you don't like it is fine. Like that it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I didn't have the same thought about it. I guess.
Yeah, I think like the new weapons don't really do much for me either. Like again, it's like
the blunderbuss and
like the blunderbuss. I'm like the ammo's kind of hard to get. And I don't really understand how this works, and you have to craft the ammo, and you never explain that.
Well,
to
it
me.
is funny.
Body parts.
But like I don't think the game never like spells it out for you, and maybe
it just tells you at one point when you get it.
Right,
Yeah,
and like I like the undead like bait bomb, like that.
Well,
was
it's funny
cool,
how they really did
the
like.
but the like I don't think the throwables in Red Dead 1 are really anything.
No,
good,
and
like,
you don't. It's funny. I'm
to.
trying to remember what do you do with the herbs in the base game.
Nothing.
You just sell them, right?
Well, you eventually are able to like get
tonics
out of it.
You can
that's
create
your
tonics
perk
out
at
of
the end of
you
the
get
challenge.
mastery.
Okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I mean, it is interesting how they introduce, like, a crafting mechanic and different things like that in this.
Yeah, it's rudimentary, but yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But just, like,
If it's not
going
for, like,
from
a
nothing.
mission, you're just collecting.
Yeah, and again, the mission structures are a lot of, like, it's almost like stranger missions. Like, you just get tasks, and, like, there's one for Wes Dickens where he's like, go get me these herbs so you can make undead bait. And then you just get like a cinematic, Jesus. And
what is up with the cinematic length? And they go on and on and on. Like in every single mission intro, like I feel like the cinematics are just so long. Like they're just talking a lot.
That might have been part of the trying to make it like a cinematic thing, like a zombie horror film. Like it might because then it's like the rain and thunder
I'm like,
and all that. And it's always like spooky.
What are we going on about? I think it's funny on the beginning, like in Blackwater, how it's the Jews, like that kind of like racist humor, like I think is like
just a crazy dude,
right, funny, and that it's the Mexicans.
That dude in Armadillo is like that in the base game.
Too. Yeah, and he's in the second game, Herbert Moon.
He's always going on.
Yeah, he's in Armadillo. Actually, but not just him. Like what
did I say?
I just said we were in Blackwater. But like, because there's a lot of townspeople who are like, oh, it's so and so, it's the foreigners, the Mexicans, like it's something, like they're all like theory crafting
and
over
John
here.
calls that out. He's like, I've heard it's everything.
Yeah, he's like, I've heard. Yeah,
he's like, wow, it's like real intelligent opinion there.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Like it must be true, Even John's like
he's taking it very well.
Humorous.
He's just like my wife and kid, they're crazy right now. I need to go save them. How do I save them? And then he like goes down and talks to Seth, which I thought was a funny moment, and he's just getting along with them.
Yeah, so
and I think that's because he's like the guy. Again, they're talking about the story like the normal people worship the sun, so the zombies go after them, whereas he's like a crazy fuck who likes to goes out at night and is out in the mood. Yeah, so like they're all cool with him because he is the weirdo.
Yeah, and a lot of our characters like McDougal dies. We mentioned Uncle
Nastas
earlier.
is dead too.
Yeah. A lot of it's always like here's a long intro and then they get killed. The filmmaker gets killed,
Trying to make the first zombie movie.
I thought it was just funny of
and action.
Like just like how many main characters are brought in for a second for like a long cutscene just to get like eaten.
You were
some people
waiting for all of them to die at that point.
Right? Yeah. Even like Landon Ricketts. I was like, when Landon Ricketts is gonna bite the dust, he doesn't. Though.
No, you don't see. Yeah, he still gets away. And even I don't know. There's some throwaway stuff with like Bonnie, and it's like, oh, you kill her dad, and then she's like, all right, thanks, John.
DeSanta.
Yeah,
being like a graveyard.
Yeah, it's interesting little points like that. But yeah, the story isn't.
I
super heavy
didn't
player.
expect it to be going to like the Aztec thing. That kind of caught me for a
Yeah,
loop.
they definitely, I think, took it in an interesting direction, and then we get the mask, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I was like in our group chat, like, and you didn't understand. I was like Red Dead cross mask crossover. I was like, what is it? Like the mask from the movie, like Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
like that green mask. Like that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree, and it's.
I didn't. When you sent it, I hadn't
the
gotten there again.
context.
So I actually kind of was like, "How's this wrap up again?" I couldn't remember entirely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But it did that. It took that weird turn. Like I forget if it's 2 or 3, but Uncharted, where like all of a sudden you're in like that. At the end of the one where like you're in the cave and there's like those freaky monsters like chasing you down. It's like that
everything
weird.
goes supernatural.
You're all of a sudden you're like, what
It
the
gets
fuck?
mythical.
Yeah,
really
obviously
quick,
it's a little different because we're in a zombie world in
Yeah.
this one.
Right,
But I was,
and
it was
and-
like, oh, what?
yeah,
And it's like we're seeing unicorns and the 4 horses of the apocalypse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I only actually got 2 of the 2,
Gotcha.
and then war, famine, and then
I didn't get
death.
any of them.
Really?
I didn't get.
Dude, I tried. I found
Pestilence.
one, and I couldn't. It wouldn't let me rope it. And
Was
I'm
it
like,
war? Was it a fire one?
no.
that one's
Was it
always an
Pestilence?
armadillo.
The one you get at the
north
end
it.
of the game, right?
Death.
Death
Yeah.
is the one you get at the end.
Okay,
Yeah.
so real
Which
quick,
is the best
let me
one.
talk about
It's
the bugs
slow, though.
I was having. So I am playing the Game of the Year edition on backwards compatible on Xbox, and this bug still exists. Apparently, I'm not the only one who's had this. Like I looked up reports, and it's in the base game too. Maybe it's the Game of the Year edition. I don't know. So everyone's arms and head are gone. You can't see any of them, and because of that, you can't complete any missions. Like if you go to a town, your bar will just stop eventually. And if you're in a graveyard, it'll just keep repeating. So you have to shut the game down and reload it. I had to do that pretty much every half hour.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, it was bad. I don't think I've had
I wouldn't have played, dude. I would have been like,
I would have been. Yeah,
I'll look it
that
up.
would have been
That
really.
would've
anno-
killed it
Yeah,
for me.
Or I would have been like, I guess I'm getting the PS4 version or whatever. Like,
yeah, dude, it was a nightmare. I actually had an
An Undead
achievement.
Nightmare.
There we go.
That's it for us today, folks. All right, we can shut it down. Yeah.
So when I was doing the not Chupacabra, the Sasquatch mission,
Yeah.
which I know is like a Rockstar reference to the Sasquatch in GTA 4 or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't realize
There's
that was a
one-
reference to
There's
that.
one in
There's one in 5
yeah.
apparently too.
So
but that's
it-
I think that's a reference to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and you like killing them, and like when you kill the last one, you get an achievement, but I didn't get it. So I
Did you
just
kill the last one?
yes.
You get the achievement either way, I think.
I don't think so.
I didn't kill it, and I got an achievement for... You kill one of them, and you get an achievement.
Yes. Okay. So my game was glitched. So for some reason it didn't count my progress, and I was like, "How did I miss this? I killed 6 of them, and I killed the last one." So then I just had to restart the game. And I after I beat it, I restarted the game real quick, ran through it, did that mission.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't found the Chupacabra or any of the horses.
The Chupacabra was tough. The horses I found pretty naturally. They just kind of popped up.
Yeah. So I haven't gone back to really 100%. I was doing a
Unicorn's
lot
a
of
bitch.
I was doing a lot of challenges along the way, which were kind of fun. Some were kind of hard. But yeah, it's pretty much a recycle of what we had in the base game, for the most part.
Yeah, definitely.
But that bug was killer. I don't think I've had a bug like that in a game.
Yeah,
in
that's
a
wild,
long
man.
time.
I don't remember dealing with anything like that when I was playing on my Xbox 360 version. So that's fucked. That would piss me the fuck off. And we do get some new weapons we did talk about. I kind of like the holy water just because I'm like, ooh, blue fire. I don't know. And then even
That's cool.
the sulfur ammo or whatever that you can
I didn't
just
even
shoot
actually
them
use it.
Really?
I don't know why. I just
feel
never
like
used it.
They give you all this shit, and they're kind of not.
Don't make you use it,
You
really.
have to decide to use it.
Right,
true.
or decide to look into how to use it. It's,
true.
not even it's on your weapon wheel.
That was the only thing I didn't use. That I never used.
Right.
I used the bait one time.
Honestly, I think I used them maybe 2 or 3 times at the most. They're just kind of fun to have.
I know there are some new outfits, and I'm glad you kind of wrote this in here because I kept mentioning to bring outfits up because I know there are some returning ones. I think some of the outfits in even the base game are kind of lazy.
I think
I don't know.
I think you mentioned it before in the first one. No,
I
but
did?
well, I don't think you mentioned that part specifically. I remember you, I think, mentioning that you didn't love them that much.
Yeah, so I haven't seen the Undead Nightmare ones. I'm in the middle of unlocking them, but I don't know if they're
They're
You know,
good.
they're
So
cool.
I mean,
Like, I know
obviously,
they're
you know what
thematic.
happens at the end. It's like undead,
Wait,
like
did you
bounty
not,
hunter or
you
something.
finished it, right? Like
Yeah.
Okay, so you have.
Yeah, so I know.
You have the undead bounty hunter one.
Yeah,
Right.
and
then there's,
I
like,
thought that was
Undead
awesome.
Legend
I
of the
didn't know
West,
that was
yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
That was really
How he,
cool.
like,
When
bursts
John
out.
comes back and
Oh, he's always-
Seth
yeah.
takes the mask and and John still dies.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
it's like before Abigail dies, I guess, and then John comes back and like that was cool. You know, I guess we don't have to do like a whole story in depth for
and I like
Undead
that they
Nightmare
don't
per se,
really
but-
answer much about like
Right.
it's just this. They don't kind of like try to explain it into like fit in with the other story. It's
No.
just like this
It's on its
is
own.
it for fun. Yeah.
And it is funny. Did you notice the girl in the background of each thing at the
Yes.
beginning, like from the start? Yeah,
I did not.
I didn't notice that
forgot
like when
about
I
that.
first started, like when I first
Yeah,
started playing way back.
they like
But they pointed out after a while, John will be like, "What this fucking
Yeah,
woman keeps
yeah.
showing up that I keep seeing?
Who is she?
who is she, Mother
Who
Superior?
is she, Mother Superior?"
What is like John 90 years old?
No, he's a little raspy. I forget where I was gonna go. I think
the
most
woman-
of that's
the woman
really
in
it.
the background,
Otherwise,
yeah.
like weapons wise, we'll
Yeah.
keep going down here. So yeah, the big combat strategies I was seeing on here, you use the bait and the bombs and the bait. I did use a lot, I will say.
Did you?
Dead Eye
Was
mode
this
big.
on hardcore too?
No, there's no hardcore
Okay.
mode for
All
Undead
right,
Nightmare.
Oh, okay.
That would be the only way I could really see myself diving in deep on them.
And then you take advantage of rooftops that the zombies can't climb, so that's kind of the big thing
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, really?
I was always in the mix,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I was always in the mix.
I was
you're
usually getting
safe
up on
roof.
stuff and like, especially in towns, I just kind of perch up on
Like
a
on a
roof and just
barrel?
fuck people up. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, or just you climb up on the
I
roof.
would-
You can climb up on a
Yeah.
lot of stuff in this game, like on
Yeah.
the roofs and stuff like that.
I would just ride on my horse.
That
like
too.
in a town
Yeah.
strip, I'd just like fly through, run over a couple, shoot a bunch, and then like turn around, do it again.
Yeah, I remember one of the challenges was annoying where you had to like kill 5 undead that were on fire. I used
Yeah,
warp.
I
used
did
warp
that.
for that. Like I just ran them over because they
Yeah.
it lights them on fire.
I actually had them run through. Oh no, I think I actually had like 5 zombies exactly in the middle of tall trees, and I did it. And I was like, thank God, because I've been trying to do it for like a few days.
Yeah, most of them are like kill this many types of zombies, right, and things like that. That kind of happen as you're playing. The only one that was annoying me achievement-wise, and this was on the base, it could be done either on the base game or Undead Nightmare, was killing 500 people with a mounted weapon.
Yeah. So how do you
Yeah.
how do you end up doing that? 'Cause
I just
have
went.
to do it.
I went to El Presidio, and like zombies spawn in front of the gate, and I just used the cannon, and just they would just spawn immediately. Like it took a bit, but
Yeah,
I
I
got
bet.
it done.
I bet.
Yeah.
I kind of did. That's the
achievement
other
still
thing where
gotta
I
get.
did like interspersedly. Like once I got down to Mexico, I started doing it. I got like 125 done. Went and did some more missions. Came back, got 100 more.
Damn.
But it carries over from both.
It doesn't.
I think it's
either one works. So like you'd have to either get 500 in the main or the Undead Nightmare. I don't know
Gotcha.
how you get it in the main campaign.
Yeah. There's
Like,
got to be
it's
a way.
I mean,
It's a base game achievement.
yeah. Like I guess you'd have to get cops and bring them to a place that has one of them because only certain places have it. Yeah. So like,
Or could you just replay a mission with them?
I don't. Maybe.
yeah, possibly.
Maybe that's a good idea. Actually, I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works with statistic like things like that with how they record it. But
You're not overwriting it, but you're
creating like a save point that you go back to. It says or
Right,
something
right.
like that. I don't know.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if it would then affect your stat. Maybe it does if you went back.
So
and
like you
replayed.
go back and you had like the weapons you had then.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's
I
interesting.
mean, did you ever replay missions in Red Dead 2?
Yeah, I don't remember it being like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't have your full like gear. You just have like the base pistol and like certain guns you might have.
Maybe
at that
I
time
like
in the
forgot
game.
about that.
Yeah.
I noticed you have in here the ammunition is currency. What did you think about that, Drew?
I thought it was interesting. I mean, I think it makes more sense rather than making it money, of course, just thematically. And I think it works with how how they give you
A bit
ammo
immersive.
Oh yeah, I think so. Definitely.
I didn't do any trading though.
I didn't do a lot
I
of
didn't give
trading
anybody anything.
No.
Not
'Cause, yeah,
intentionally. It just
mostly-
never prompted me, and I never looked for it.
on those larger like settlements. I'd give people ammo just to fill out the dots a little bit quicker, so that way I wouldn't have to just destroy all my ammo.
Oh, so what? You would go talk to them before you started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
So
you
I
could-
would always just roll right up, and I'd be
Most
like,
of the time
let's
I
fuck
Yeah,
do
so
that.
every time I rolled into a town, it just started.
Yeah,
but you
but
could
you
still
can
go
go
talk to
start
them.
to the.
Yeah.
You have to go talk to the person that gives you the ability to start giving everyone ammo.
Weird.
It is again an interesting, like an odd kind of mechanic.
So I start blasting.
So
Like,
I
that
just
was
start
all-
blasting
that was
so I
my-
walked into this town.
I started blasting.
I cast fireball. That's all. I was just like, I would go hard right off the bat. And
But
and then leave. Like,
Exactly.
I would loot the chest,
and then like,
leave.
did you guys get to the point where you'd have to defend them and stuff like that? That was kind of getting a little annoying for me by the end.
Yeah.
That was when, thank God for the fast travel for that. Like, you just show up there.
I was kind of looking forward to go back to the base game so I could like just take a break from what I was doing before.
It's true.
Yeah, because like if I was playing this on my own timeline, I would have like 100%ed the base game, then moved on to Nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I think leaving everything to the end is the worst thing you can do with these games for sure. Or these parts. Even
I like having a little post game.
No, for sure. But like leaving most of it, like especially even Red Dead 2, like that's when you want to do a lot of the stuff mid game.
Sure.
I think certain like gambling challenges and things like that. Like I
guess I had that game spread out over like a decent amount of time where I didn't care.
Sure.
Because I didn't start going for the achievements for Red Dead 2 until like February of 2023.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was like, all right, we're done. Like we were kind of winding down with the multiplayer, so I'm like, it's time.
Well, I would just do the stranger missions and stuff like that. I would do them. I would knock a lot of them out every time I got to a new area or a new chapter, basically. Like, what should I call it? New Austin. Like, I did a bunch before I really even got into like the Marshall Johnson stuff.
Exactly.
Like, and like, what's her face? Bonnie and all that. And then same thing in Mexico. Same thing as with West Elizabeth.
I think I had like the assassin outfit before like the third or fourth mission. Because you can get it relatively easily, like the one with the eye patch,
the Thieves Landing one.
Or no, it's the one you get in like Cooch Chapel or something. It's like the Master Assassin outfit or something like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, going back and playing this, playing this for the first time, I do see the novelty of it, but the novelty quickly wears off. It is, I think, for $10, it is kind of worth it. And it is a huge asset flip. Like there's like besides like the zombies, and we have a few variations of the zombies, like the chargers and the quick guys and the throwy guys. There's really not a ton new here, but I could see why it would get you to jump into Red Dead longer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Gooch. I think this just is on a bit too high of a pedestal for me. Maybe that's sacrilegious to say. I do think it's a fantastic and fun DLC for. I think putting it, especially in the context of $10, it is really fantastic, and I think it takes it makes good use, I should say, of the world, and just flipping some assets and adding a different tone to it, because it does not feel tonally the same as the main campaign at all. But
I did find myself wishing for like sunlight. Like it's so dark. I was like, can we get a sunny day or something? But like, that's not the point. It was funny.
Remember when I brought that up in like the first or second episode when I was like, guys, it's like always nighttime for me. I fucking hate it.
That is annoying.
But we were like, you just sleep.
Just sleep.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd be like, but I'm always like doing missions at night. Just happens.
It's funny. All right. Well, any other final just thoughts on the review side for us, gentlemen?
Yeah, before I give you the Metacritic reviews.
Anything for you, Casey? What do you think?
Not really. It's pretty contained. Doesn't take all that long. It's worth it. Like we already covered. It's worth it. It's worth playing. It's worth getting. Any edition you get nowadays probably has it included.
100%. Yeah.
It's a good time. It's good. It's fun. Red Dead. Like you said, I wouldn't have played it right away. I don't think. I probably would have come back in like I don't know, a month or two.
Sure.
Just to like get back into it, have some fun with it. But it's enjoyable.
I agree. Yeah, it's nothing to write home about. I don't know.
It definitely was. I keep remembering. Like, we're looking at like 12 to 14 plus years of good games.
But it was what am I trying to say? It was on such a pedestal, like you said. Like I don't understand.
At the time, like deservedly so. The game was so good, and this is also good. It wasn't a letdown. It's just
right. It's kind of like I think like Shivering Isles for like Oblivion was kind of like on a pedestal. None of Skyrim's DLCs I think were particularly like, fucking praised.
What was the vampire one?
Dawnguard.
I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I think people liked them, but like
sure.
there was just like
and the werewolves.
There was such a a notoriety.
But again,
I do think that's part of the time too.
A fame.
Part of it is they weren't letdowns. Like,
reputation.
Exactly. That's true too.
Like they kept a good thing going, and I think that's what this did.
Yes.
So like
we're looking at it again.
I think when you look,
years removed.
When you look at it from a holistic point of view, price wise, what the game does, how much it kind of changes up what the base game gives you, I do think it is fantastic, and I do think it is something to write home about. I should say, when you put all those elements together, especially is the story especially strong or like. Just engaging, maybe not, but like it's still,
definitely a podcast DLC, you know. Put on like something in the background and kind of like fucking blow people away.
Yeah, I'm definitely not as thematically invested as the base game. Right. I will definitely say that.
At 16, playing it was crazy.
It was
at 30, it was a little different.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
But well worth it.
Absolutely,
I think.
So let's get into some Metacritic reviews. Eurogamer Italy gave it a 90. Undead Nightmare is
a spicy meatball.
we love a
spicy zombie
spaghetti westerns.
We love it a zombie.
Mamma mia.
Undead Nightmare is an awesome variant of the main story of Red Dead Redemption that comes for a very cheap price considering what it has to offer. The single player experience is long and well done, but the real surprise is the new multiplayer mode, the Horde, that is most intense and funny multiplayer mode in this game, no doubts about it. Haven't played that yet. I think I do have to do it for some achievements.
Let us know.
Yeah, I will. Game Shark 75. There are a lot of things in this content pack that let me start over. There are a lot of things this content pack does well, just like in the main game, but there's also an equal number of things the game does maddeningly wrong, just like in the main game, leading to an experience that is worth having, provided you're willing to put up with some frustrations. And for me, that was like...
Hit the nail on
that.
that.
Did they expound on it at all?
No, that's it.
It's kind of funny. Like, they're just making claims about...
wrong.
Making claims about the DLC and the game.
There's probably a fuller review.
Oh, of course, yeah. This is like the base. This like
I would
the
just be
top
curious, because I might agree with some of it. I just don't know what it is.
And Game Critics with a 60... Those who can't get enough of Red Dead's Wild West action or zombies might want to give Undead Nightmare a spin. There's a lot of game here for 800 Microsoft points, which is $10, and while rarely as compelling as the main title, there's still some fun to be had watching John Marston shoot zombies in the head. Which is so funny because like the 75 was more negative than the 60.
Well, dude, I was also about to say Game Shark 75 there versus Game Shark 75 for the main game.
Yeah.
It was like... Who wrote
writing these?
Well, it definitely can't have been the same person because the first person was 75, all praised. This one, 75. If you can stomach this shit.
The shit on top of it,
that's funny.
That is funny.
It's not a very weighted, or whatever.
No, I get exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of like on the regular game, like there wasn't a ton. Like I think that was the lowest one, that's 60. There wasn't a ton of negative.
That
criticism.
Game Shark was the lowest on the other one.
Yeah. But like I'm in the Game Critics with the 60. Like that was the lowest one. I usually get the lowest one because it's always interesting. It's like,
absolutely.
What does the bottom of the barrel have to say versus like the top?
I love it.
Yeah, that's Undead Nightmare. Pretty interesting experience overall. But I am glad we decided to cover it. I think I would have felt like I feel like we would have got to the end. It's like. Yeah, like we should do Undead.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's kind of fun to just look at it as like the whole package of what Red Dead is. Especially if you're buying it today, you're either buying it the Game of the Year edition on Xbox or you're playing the new version, the 60 FPS version on PS4 or 5, and you're getting that. But let us cap it off. And we didn't really do this podcast because GTA 6 is looming. It just happens to be the way of things.
Absolutely.
Trio is a big Red Dead fan, and he wanted me to experience this for the first time.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing this. But I did think it was interesting to ask, what do we want to see from GTA 6? And as the outlier, I will go first. I've played GTA a ton, but I don't play GTA. And what I mean by play GTA a ton is like play at people's houses, like especially when we were younger. So like I think I've played 5 a little bit, but like I don't really know much about it. So as somebody who's just kind of like watching this
behemoth.
Yeah, like I'm like, what's the word? What will be the most expensive game ever made, and probably one of the most important games to release in the next decade. How is it going to get somebody who like is like a newish Rockstar fan, doesn't play its main title, doesn't really have expectations? I don't know, because like Red Dead 2 managed to get my interest and I got it at launch despite not being a Red Dead fan. So I guess I'm looking for GTA 6 to kind of do the same thing. And I mean, it is. My interest is peaked, no doubt. But in terms of like what I want, I think the trailers and like what the game is going to be just kind of has to win me over very naturally. Of course, there's going to be a kind of hype. It's going to be hard to escape that.
Hard.
I mean, there was for Red Dead too.
There's no getting out of it for us.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like if you've played the other ones, like we have, like they don't need they could drop
it's
tomorrow,
and do I want to miss out on this?
Yeah.
Like that was kind of my thing with Red Dead 2. It was like
you won't want to.
I didn't know that I wanted to like miss out on it. I'm glad I didn't. I know it's a totally different game too, and with GTA Online being a possible thing for the launch of GTA 6, like
I'd say almost
you guys have tall tales, or not tall tales, but like tales to the end of days with this shit. So
90% of my console recordings are from GTA 5. Like all crazy sessions.
Did you fucking save them? Because dude, I hate how Xbox deleted all your shit if you didn't back it up.
I forget.
Yeah, so does PlayStation. All of them do it now after 30 days.
I don't like that at all.
I mean, it makes what are they supposed to do? Just indefinitely keep
it?
How much? I mean, do you pay for that then?
I would.
All right. Well, I think that's fair.
Maybe it should come with my fucking live subscription anyway. Because I lost some old stuff. That was like funny stuff.
I will say, as much as it pains me, if you have Ultimate, there's no reason they shouldn't keep your stuff for you.
Right.
You're paying the highest tier subscription. I'm not the person that's for, but
I'm not paying Ultimate.
You should get but whoever is,
you
should be getting cloud storage for that.
Mm-hmm. At least an option.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway, so I guess that's my answer. It's just gonna have to like very naturally sell it to me. Show me that it's a game I can't miss. It's a game I have to be in the conversation for.
We will do that if they don't. We will be so
I just
crazy.
can't imagine. Like I'm just picturing the first like trailers, true deep dive trailers that GTA 6 comes out with.
Yeah, because we've only had one in the teaser.
Red Dead did a great job of like showing you like this is what fishing's gonna be and we're gonna get into this, and I'm like, I am wondering what they're going to bring back into GTA from Red Dead. I would love to see the idea of needing to eat and things like that be brought back in a way that's not overburdening and annoying. Weight. Yeah, gaining, losing weight, like those more RPG elements. I don't necessarily think that those will for sure be back, but I would like to see more of that realism kind of added into Grand Theft Auto without taking the fun out of it. I think there's a line you can't cross. But I don't know, man. They have me.
I'm like, yeah.
So you know what I mean?
They have you.
That's that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what that's what I'm saying. I don't know what else they need to tell me. Like, it's a Rockstar quality level game.
What do you even want to see from it? Like what? Like as a GTA fan, what do you like?
I don't want another trailer. Period. Personally, I'll watch it when it comes out. But like, I just would rather like
that's like a Marvel movie
just
for
work
me.
on the game. Tell me when it's coming out. Move the field goal again.
And you'll be there. Yeah. And you'll be there.
I'm gonna get it. Like I know they have to do marketing. It's stupid if they're putting all the money in and like they gotta sell it. But like
they
I don't care. The teaser was cool to see. I don't care. It's like tell me when it's coming out.
I mean,
work on the game. Don't waste your time doing more promo than you have to. But like, I'm sold. I've been sold since 2010 or whatever.
I mean, dude, something I really want to see, like a dream, and I think there's a solid chance that we'll see this, is like multiple maps of some kind. Like, I want to be able to go I want to, like, it would be wild if it does get to the point where I can take the Vice City airport, go to the airport, go to Liberty City and do a mission there. And there's a fully fleshed out Liberty City. I mean, they actually made Liberty City in Grand Theft Auto 5's engine to use in missions, and they never put it through. That was in the leaks.
What was what city are we in? Los Santos.
Los Santos,
which is in 6.
Oh no, we were in Vice City.
Back in
it's back in Vice
City.
It's
like
Miami,
the state of Leonidas.
It's like Miami, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Miami. But the state of Leonidas, which is Florida, which is interesting. They never named the state before. At least in Vice City.
Yeah, I watched that trailer a bunch.
Dude, I watch it like awesome. Every other month.
It's a good trailer.
It's a fucking fantastic trailer. Like, the vibes are there.
Who did this song? It's a Johnny Cash song?
No, it's
Petty.
Tom Petty, yeah.
It was like, for some reason, Petty, Clapton, and Johnny Cash were all floating.
No, it makes sense. I mean, it's very much in line.
What was it, Refugee?
or
No, Love is a Long Road or
Love
something.
the Long Road. Yeah.
It's so good. I think the vibes are already there. I think when it just comes down to like their world simulation, like that idea of seeing that beach with hundreds of thousands of thousands of people on it, and you can just it's a fully
you can just
explorable
drive a car
I can
through
just
all of
fucking
them.
kill them all.
That's like totally where GTA
No,
takes
genuinely,
you, yeah.
and the idea of driving through Miami and just really feeling like feeling what Red Dead makes me feel.
Sure.
Like I think GTA 5 feels super real and feels super lived in and active, and the environment feels like, alive. But like there is like this next echelon in Red Dead for me for some reason that I think's more easily attainable considering it's such smaller scope with towns and things like that.
Well, dude, 5 was only 3 years after Red Dead.
That's what I mean.
Like
it's wild.
not a big jump.
Wild shit. So like
It borders that arcadey we talked about.
that's what I mean.
And,
so
and Red Dead 2 was Rockstar's last game, right?
Yeah. So I mean, dude, I want to see that Rockstar polish, which is it's not that it's not going to happen. I just can't wait to see what it's
I
going
wish
to
they
be.
had more output. It seems like
That's the thing that sucked. They've really slowed down.
Right, like,
They've been like, we're going to focus on our main horses.
Another-
You see what they've
bully.
been able to do with the slowdown. For
No,
Red Dead
it's true.
2, like,
I mean, that's why they gave Max Payne back to Remedy, pretty much.
No, that's true.
You
Yeah,
know,
because they
it's
were
like,
like,
we're not
we
gonna
trust
do
you,
anything
and
with
we
it.
trust you guys. You kick ass, so fuck it. Let's make this. And they've made
Let's-
some
let's
bad
make some
choices
money
where
and
they
sell it
let those
back.
Grove Street games like make those remakes and stuff. Where it's
Oh,
like
that was technically
those
wrong.
are fucking. It blows my mind that there isn't someone in Rockstar that's like, we're not going to make a fully realized remake of GTA 3 that would sell millions of copies. It would be an easy sell. You just translate that to HD graphics. Maybe you update some of the mechanics. Like, it just feels wild to me that there isn't a section within Rockstar that isn't doing this. And I mean, there was a rumored like Red Dead 1 remake within Red Dead 2's engine that they were supposedly working on very hard that they shelved, and like they just seem to really want to be focusing on these singular projects, these monumental projects at one time, for better or for worse. And I mean, GTA 6 is going to be the example of if that's good or bad. And I mean, something tells me it's gonna be fucking
Wasn't there a
awesome.
rumor that it got delayed? Like
Yeah,
within the last
recently,
week?
and then like Jason Schreier came out and put the kibosh on it. But it could be something that they've made the
It's
decision
interesting
on.
that
I
he's
think
in the
so.
know at Rockstar.
it's gonna be 2026. The way games go anymore, like that fall
Yeah.
2025, I don't buy it.
The
fact
only
that they
reason-
wanted to
I
do
mean,
it.
So,
it's
I
hard
agree
to
with
it's
you.
hard to fully
Accept
bank
it.
on that.
I'm
counting on it,
90% in your me too. That's my mindset. I'm not banking on it, but like the fact that they've waited this long to announce it, truly like 10 years, leads me to believe that they were like, well, they were holding off to be like, well, we really think we're good.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean
Wasn't
that
it
they
supposed to
couldn't
be
think.
this fall? Like,
No, I don't think so.
I thought
think
there was a point where 2024 was on the table, and like,
I think that was only like a rumor. That was never like an actual like Rockstar announcement. They said
gotcha.
I think they said just 2025, right? Or like fall 2025 or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
all they've ever said. I think there was a lot of speculation, but I remember when the leaks came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a
And
lot
then the
of...
fucking trailer leaked the night before. Like, I still remember why.
They put it out early, right?
Well, because it leaked, and they were
Yeah.
like,
Fuck
it
it.
leaked. They're like, fuck it. Well, it's out there, so I guess you can see the trailer now.
yeah.
I think
remember
world
getting back from,
simulation
like,
and
a
just
training session and be like, holy shit.
just be like, fuck. I remember people sharing it, and it was watermarked, and I was like, this isn't real. I was like, this isn't real. It doesn't look. This looks CG. 'Cause
That was a moment when that trailer came out. I was like, everyone was sort of like, it was
And I just didn't.
watching
I was like, dude, this looks like a CG trailer. No way, because like it had a thing right in the middle of it. And then they came out, and I was like, "Oh no, this is an engine. This is fucking. Oh my god, this is."
I'm trying to even remember. Like, I don't even really remember Red Dead 2 trailers at all. I remember someone like, "This is this is the gameplay showcase."
I remember the
for-
first one
for
where
Red
it was
Dead.
like it was just like we're killers and thieves that like Arthur.
I'm
doing
gonna have
his
to like
kind of
look
spiel.
it up maybe to see how like what the game was like.
Dude, I even
when
went
they
back
made
and rewatched the GTA 5 trailer, like the initial release trailer. It looks so much shittier compared to like what the game looks like now.
That's
and like
I kind of
because
like
that was like
that in
V1 and
trailers.
I mean, dude, and it's
consoles,
awesome though that
Cyberpunk looks like that. I mean, that's a
lot of people look different
looks really
in
different.
V1 of Red Dead 2. Like if you uninstall and install just the base game without any updates, there are definitely some like noticeable changes on like Arthur and John's face and things like that. But yeah.
Dude, you should play GTA 5.
that's
You have so much time.
That's so much.
The online, yeah, whatever. But you have people that would definitely play with you.
That's the problem with Gooch. He needs the achievements for the online too.
Dude,
Well,
you have a million people. Not a million.
I do
You
think
have
that would
people
be an
with so much
amazing
money.
rewind review or re3, but
Undertaking.
yeah, but and I don't even think it would be that terribly hard.
Dude, you can do every mission so fast online. It's crazy.
wait, you can play single player, multiplayer?
No.
No.
What?
No, he's talking just multiplayer stuff. Like
The
it's
multiplayer has a
whatever.
story.
There's like missions that you can do.
Right.
kind of like Red Dead's.
Dude, I you know what's funny? Every
You should
time
play it.
you would go to the movie theater and you would there was always an ad for GTA Online, like missions.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what the who's people are still playing?
Yeah, man, it's
GTA
still that big,
Online.
man. It's wild.
Yeah.
Wild shit.
Casey did gift it for me for my birthday, and I'm like, God damn
And
it.
he spit on it. He said no.
No, get that away from me.
I have it digitally.
Yeah. I did him so dirty.
I have the Grand Theft Auto 5, the new version, on my Xbox, but it just shows as Grand Theft Auto Online, like the tile.
Because it's over, Trio.
It is.
Story.
It's so.
Story's
Call of Duty
trash.
does that. Was doing that for a little while. They would switch like different stuff.
Halo does it too for
Halo
every
does it.
season.
I will
Apex,
say.
Can you choose?
Apex was the first one.
Can you choose to?
switch it back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can switch. What?
No.
Halo?
No,
Like
you,
any game's tile, can you just make it like the base games?
right. It's whatever
Oh
they
no,
updated
yeah,
to.
yeah,
I like
whatever
that.
it updates to.
Yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
like that.
But to bring it back around to GTA 6, I'm very excited about the Bonnie and Clyde-esque story that they're going with. I appreciate that they're
Yeah.
sticking to the dual. Actually, we don't have confirmation of this. We're just assuming that there are two protagonists that you play as both of them.
See, I'm not sold on that.
I am at this point. There's been too
Okay.
many rumors and like.
I feel like that trailer. What's the character's name?
Lucia.
I think it's squarely Lucia. Unless
It's very much implies her, but I just, based on all the rumors and stuff at this point, and just the way that they've been angling it, I'd be incredibly surprised if it wasn't the
like the
both of them.
guy's in it like once.
Yeah, I think there's been some more leaks lately. I can't remember from the guy and how trustworthy they are, but talking about like, yeah, she seems to be more the main character for sure,
Yeah.
or like the focus. Whereas like Franklin's really kind of, I'd say the main character
Of the
in
three.
Grand Theft Auto 5. If you had to pick one,
Think so?
I think so. Because I guess maybe you could make the more argument that Michael is because you start out like the
he would-
campaign is
yeah.
him, but it feels like you're kind of experiencing it through Franklin's eyes and like he is the point of view character looking at these two.
I could say
coming.
Trevor's least main,
Yeah, I would agree
but
with that.
I don't think I could pick between the other two.
Definitely an ensemble for sure. But yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I guess my prediction for 6 with that is, I think it'll probably be both. Like you play as both.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised. My kind of bet, I'll look back on this in
Mm-hmm.
20 years when the game finally comes out. Now you'll play as the girl, and the dude's gonna eat it for sure.
Oh,
it's gonna
die,
be
yeah.
terrible, and it's gonna rip your heart out. You're gonna be like, "Fuck!" Yeah, it's
So
gonna be
there's
bad. It's gonna
rumors
be
and
bad,
people
yeah.
are like not rumors, but people are kind of inferring from the trailers that he's a cop, like an undercover cop, and stuff like that. I was like, that's actually interesting
Yeah,
if they
that
go
would
that.
be good.
Yeah. And again, I don't have any confirmation. That's like a theory from people, so I don't. That's not But I'm very excited, and I think that I am actually kind of. Maybe I'm gonna sound like a soy boy. I'm excited to play as a chick actually in a GTA game. We haven't had that. Like I think that could be an interesting point of view to see in a Grand Theft Auto game for sure.
And it's not one of those games where it would matter.
No, like I trust Rockstar
lot
to handle that. Like it's so stupid that we have to think about. I think like when you do see like a female led movie or something, now you're just like, all right, is this going to be like a good like an actual you're trying to attack this, or is this the girl boss thing?
You
Which, I
fucking
don't-
soy boy.
We'll see what happens when I go to punch a 300-pound thug.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
Like when I
And-
shoot him, like, yeah.
And I don't know. I just hope Rockstar hasn't lost their bite with their humor and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
there is some
the
stuff
Hauser
that they've
brothers are
taken out.
gone, it's
Well, one of them are. The other
It's a
guy's still
different
there.
Rockstar.
And
Well,
just
and like I even said,
there
with-
was stuff that they took out of the main. Like again, this is something small, and it sounds so like stupid, but like I do think it's emblematic of like kind of what Rockstar's doing. But there was stuff that they took out of in a patch of Red Dead or of GTA 5 of like. I can't remember if it was like a trans person or like something like acting silly on like the boardwalk, and they were like, we don't like how this represents this group, so we're taking it out. And it's like, you guys used to not give a flying fuck who you're like talking about in your games, and like
Making
I mean,
fun of
especially in
everybody.
Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. I just hope.
Like how South Park and Family Guy get away with it. Like,
Yeah,
you make
like-
fun of everybody.
Just don't lose your bite, Rockstar. That's all I'm going to say. And there's some things that do kind of lead me to believe that there's a chance that they might somewhat, but I don't know.
At least it'll be a good game.
I think
Yeah, if the-
there's
if the
no
con-
way
There's
it's
no
not.
way it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and if it is, holy shit. You know? I mean, a lot of people didn't like Red Dead 2.
I think it has, for sure, I think it's more overwhelmingly
But it's
positive,
kind
but
of like,
it definitely has its detractors.
I think it's kind of like your Death Stranding, like in the terms of not nearly as divisive as Death
Yeah.
Stranding, but like a lot of people who just like could not get behind it.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's and it's the fact that it's so immersive.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
You're
slow.
either into that or not, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anything else, though, gentlemen?
But that's it, man. The fourth Re3 in the bag.
Absolutely.
What will we do next?
Who knows?
We don't know.
GTA 5.
You don't know.
We shall see. But thank you all so much for watching with us. We usually record these live on twitch.tv/Delco Nerd Network. You can find this podcast anywhere podcasts are found. Just search Delco Nerds on your platform of choice. We're getting on like the 2-hour mark here, and my brain's slowly starting to turn to mush. You can find us on all the Facebook pages, Discord channel will all be linked down below.
3
We're
hour.
at- what?
3 hour.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
We started at 12.
Yeah, that is wild. Facebook page, Discord channel, all that will be linked down below. As I said, we are on all the social medias at Delco Nerds on everything. You can find all of our information on our website, delconerdnetwork.com. You can even email us your comments, questions, or concerns to delconerds@gmail.com. We would be happy to get back to you. But for Gooch, for Casey, I've been Trio.
Thanks, Casey. Thanks,
Yes,
Fingers.
thank you, Casey.
Shout
Yeah,
out.
absolutely.
Yeah,
man.
thanks
Thank
for
you
coming
again.
on.
Thank you.
Big stuff. Absolutely. We're happy to have
Congratulations.
you.
You've
Congrats.
been married for 2
You have been
weeks.
married for 2 weeks at this point. Congrats. We are incredibly
Thank
happy
you,
for
thank
you. But for Casey, for Gooch, I've been Trio, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay nerdy. We will
Thank
see
you.
you next time.